Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. You're in the right place. Today we're talking about something that affects every single part of your day, whether you realize it or not, the food on your plate. Specifically, the 10 healthiest foods you can eat every single day if you're over 60 and you want more energy, easier weight management, and digestion that actually works the way it's supposed to. Now here's something most people don't talk about. After the age of 60, your body processes food differently. Your metabolism slows down, not dramatically, not like falling off a cliff, but enough that the meals you used to eat without thinking now stick around longer, sit heavier, cause problems they never caused before. Your gut bacteria change. Your stomach produces less acid, which means nutrients don't absorb as efficiently, and your muscle mass, the very thing that keeps your metabolism running, starts declining at a rate of about 3 to 5% per decade. That's not meant to scare you, that's meant to empower you, because once you understand what's actually happening inside your body, you can start making choices that work with it instead of against it. So let's get into the 10 foods, and stay with me through the whole list, because number 7 is the one most people over 60 are completely ignoring, and it might be the most important one of all. Number 1, blueberries. There's a reason researchers at Tufts University have called blueberries one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. 1 cup of blueberries contains about 85 calories. That's it. But packed inside that small serving is a concentration of antioxidants, specifically anthocyanins, which are the compounds that give the berries their deep blue-purple color, that rival almost any other fruit or vegetable available to you. What do those antioxidants actually do? They fight inflammation. And inflammation, particularly chronic low-grade inflammation, is one of the primary drivers behind fatigue, joint stiffness, brain fog, and digestive discomfort in adults over 60. A 2019 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that eating 1 cup of blueberries daily for 6 months improved memory function and reduced markers of cellular aging in adults between 60 and 75. The practical tip here is simple. Keep a bag of frozen blueberries in your freezer at all times. Frozen blueberries retain virtually all of their nutritional value. They cost roughly half the price of fresh, and you can toss a handful into oatmeal, yogurt, or even just a glass of water and let them thaw while you sip. No prep required. Number 2, whole oats. Not the instant packets loaded with added sugar and artificial flavoring. Plain, old-fashioned rolled oats or steel-cut oats. Oats contain a specific type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. Beta-glucan does 2 remarkable things in your body. First, it forms a thick gel-like substance in your digestive tract that slows down how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream. That means steadier energy throughout the morning. No spike, no crash, no reaching for a cookie at 10:30 because you're suddenly starving. Second, beta-glucan feeds the beneficial bacteria living in your large intestine. Those bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids that strengthen your gut lining, reduce bloating, and improve the regularity of your bowel movements. If you've been struggling with constipation, and roughly 40% of adults over 65 deal with it regularly, a daily bowl of oats with some water or milk and a handful of those blueberries we just talked about could change your mornings within 2 weeks. Half a cup of dry oats, that's the serving, about 150 calories, 5 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber. Cook it on the stove with a pinch of cinnamon and a teaspoon of honey. Cinnamon, by the way, has its own blood sugar stabilizing properties, so that's a bonus you get for free. Number 3, wild-caught salmon. Your brain is roughly 60% fat. The membranes of every cell in your body require fatty acids to stay flexible and functional, and after 60, the body becomes significantly less efficient at converting plant-based omega-3s, the kind found in flaxseed and walnuts, into the EPA and DHA forms your brain and heart actually use. Salmon delivers EPA and DHA directly, no conversion needed. A 4-ounce serving of wild sockeye salmon provides roughly 1,500 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA. That's more than double what most omega-3 supplements contain in a single capsule. It also delivers about 25 grams of high-quality protein, which is critical for preserving muscle mass as you age, along with one of the highest natural concentrations of vitamin D found in any food. Vitamin D deficiency affects an estimated 42% of American adults, and the rate climbs even higher among people over 60 who spend more time indoors. Aim for 2 to 3 servings per week. Canned wild salmon is perfectly nutritious and costs a fraction of fresh fillets. Mix it with a little mustard, some diced celery, a squeeze of lemon. You've got a 5-minute lunch that's feeding your brain, your muscles, your bones, and your heart simultaneously. Number 4, dark leafy greens. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, arugula. Here's a statistic that stopped me the first time I read it. A study from Rush University Medical Center followed 960 adults over roughly 5 years. The participants who ate just 1 to 2 servings of leafy greens per day had the cognitive function of someone 11 years younger than those who rarely ate greens. 11 years. That's not a supplement. That's not a medication. That's a handful of spinach in your scrambled eggs. Leafy greens are loaded with folate, vitamin K, lutein, and nitrates. The nitrates convert to nitric oxide in your body, which relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation. Better circulation means more oxygen reaching your brain, your muscles, your digestive organs. That translates directly into clearer thinking, more sustained energy, and a gut that moves things along the way it should. If you don't love salads, that's fine. Sauté a big handful of spinach in a teaspoon of olive oil with garlic. It wilts down to almost nothing and tastes like butter. Fold it into soups, stir it into pasta, layer it on sandwiches. The goal is just getting it in every single day. Number 5, plain Greek yogurt. This one is a powerhouse and it often gets overlooked. Plain, full-fat, or 2% Greek yogurt delivers a triple benefit that's hard to find in any other single food. You get protein, about 15 to 20 grams per serving, depending on the brand, which keeps you full and supports your muscles. You get probiotics, live beneficial bacteria that directly populate your gut and improve digestion. And you get calcium, which matters enormously for bone density, particularly for women over 60 who face accelerated bone loss after menopause. The key word here is plain. Flavored yogurts, strawberry, vanilla, honey flavored, often contain anywhere from 15 to 25 grams of added sugar per container. That sugar feeds the harmful bacteria in your gut, spikes your blood sugar, and cancels out many of the benefits you're eating the yogurt for in the first place. Buy plain. Add your own sweetness. A drizzle of raw honey, some sliced banana, a sprinkle of crushed walnuts. You control what goes in, and your gut thanks you for it. Have you been enjoying this list so far? If any of these foods are already part of your daily routine, drop a comment and tell me which one. I'd genuinely love to know. Number 6, sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are one of the most underrated foods for people over 60. A medium sweet potato contains about 115 calories, 4 grams of fiber, and more than 400% of your daily vitamin A in the form of beta-carotene. Beta-carotene supports your immune system, protects your vision, particularly against age-related macular degeneration, and acts as a potent antioxidant throughout your body. The fiber in sweet potatoes is a mix of both soluble and insoluble types, which means it feeds your gut bacteria and adds bulk to your stool at the same time. That combination is one of the most effective natural remedies for the kind of irregular, uncomfortable digestion that plagues so many adults as they age. Bake one in the oven at 400 degrees for about 45 minutes. Pierce it with a fork, let it cool slightly, split it open, and add a tablespoon of butter and a pinch of sea salt. The natural sugars caramelize during baking, creating a flavor so satisfying you won't miss dessert. Now, if you're over 60, or if you're watching this because you care about an elderly parent, a spouse, a grandparent, the information in this video could genuinely change someone's daily life. These aren't exotic superfoods. These aren't expensive supplements. These are real, affordable, everyday foods that medical research consistently points to as some of the most protective things you can put in your body. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button right now. We put out new videos every week focused specifically on helping seniors live healthier, stronger, more comfortable lives. Number 7, and this is the one I mentioned earlier, the one most people over 60 are either avoiding or not eating enough of: eggs. For decades, eggs were demonized. Doctors told patients to limit them because of cholesterol, and millions of seniors, many of you watching right now, internalized that advice and never let go of it, even though science has changed dramatically. In 2019, the American Heart Association clarified that dietary cholesterol from eggs has a minimal effect on blood cholesterol for most people. Your liver produces the vast majority of the cholesterol circulating in your body, and when you eat cholesterol from food, your liver simply adjusts its own production downward. One large egg contains 6 grams of complete protein, all 9 essential amino acids, choline, which is critical for brain health and memory, vitamin D, B12, selenium, and lutein for your eyes. All of that for about 70 calories. Many seniors don't eat enough protein at breakfast. They have toast, maybe some fruit, a cup of coffee, and by mid-morning their energy crashes because their blood sugar spiked and dropped with nothing to stabilize it. 2 eggs in the morning, scrambled, poached, hard-boiled, however you prefer, provide enough protein and fat to keep your blood sugar level for hours. If you've been avoiding eggs because of old advice you heard 20 years ago, talk to your doctor. For most people, 2 eggs a day is perfectly safe and remarkably beneficial. Number 8, extra virgin olive oil. The Mediterranean diet has been studied more extensively than almost any other dietary pattern on Earth. And when researchers try to isolate which specific component drives the most benefit, olive oil consistently rises to the top. Extra virgin olive oil contains oleocanthal, a compound with anti-inflammatory properties so potent that researchers have compared its mechanism to ibuprofen. It also contains polyphenols that protect the lining of your blood vessels and monounsaturated fats that support healthy cholesterol ratios. For digestion specifically, olive oil lubricates the intestinal tract and stimulates bile production, which helps your body break down fats more efficiently. Many seniors who struggle with sluggish digestion find that simply adding a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil to their meals, drizzled over vegetables, stirred into soup, used as a dipping oil for bread, makes a noticeable difference within days. Buy cold-pressed extra virgin in a dark glass bottle. Store it away from heat and light. Use it generously. 2 to 3 tablespoons per day is the amount most commonly associated with health benefits in clinical studies. Number 9, lentils. Lentils are quietly one of the most nutritious foods available to you, and they cost almost nothing. A 1-cup serving of cooked lentils delivers 18 grams of protein, 15 grams of fiber, and significant amounts of iron, folate, and potassium. That fiber content alone is extraordinary. Most Americans over 60 get only about 15 grams of fiber per day total, and the recommended intake is closer to 25 to 30 grams. Fiber is the single most important nutrient for digestive health. It feeds your microbiome, regulates bowel movements, helps control blood sugar, and creates a prolonged feeling of fullness that naturally reduces overeating. Lentils deliver that fiber alongside plant-based protein, making them one of the best foods for weight management without calorie counting, without restriction, without hunger. Red lentils cook in about 15 minutes and dissolve into soups and stews, thickening them naturally. Green and brown lentils hold their shape and work beautifully in salads or as a side dish with a squeeze of lemon and some fresh herbs. A 1-pound bag of dried lentils costs roughly $2 and yields about 7 servings. That's less than 30 cents per serving for a food that checks nearly every nutritional box. Number 10, walnuts. There's a reason walnuts are shaped like tiny brains. A 1/4 cup serving, about 14 walnut halves, provides 2.5 grams of alpha-linolenic acid, which is the plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. While ALA isn't as directly usable as the EPA and DHA from salmon, it still provides significant anti-inflammatory benefits, and your body does convert a small percentage into those active forms. Walnuts also contain a unique combination of polyphenols, vitamin E, and melatonin, yes, the sleep hormone. Several studies have found that regular walnut consumption improves sleep quality, and good sleep is one of the most overlooked factors in both weight management and digestive health. When you sleep poorly, your hunger hormones shift. Ghrelin spikes, leptin drops, and you wake up craving sugary, starchy foods that feed the wrong gut bacteria and store as visceral fat around your midsection. Keep a bag of raw, unsalted walnuts in your pantry. Eat a small handful as an afternoon snack. Chop them over oatmeal. Sprinkle them into yogurt. The healthy fats keep you satiated, the crunch satisfies that need for texture, and the melatonin quietly supports better rest at night. Let's bring it all together. 10 foods. Blueberries for antioxidants and brain protection. Oats for steady energy and gut-feeding fiber. Salmon for omega-3s, protein, and vitamin D. Leafy greens for circulation, cognition, and cellular health. Greek yogurt for probiotics, protein, and calcium. Sweet potatoes for vitamin A, fiber, and immune support. Eggs for complete protein, choline, and blood sugar stability. Olive oil for inflammation reduction and digestive lubrication. Lentils for fiber, plant protein, and affordable nutrition. Walnuts for omega-3s, sleep support, and appetite regulation. You don't have to eat all 10 every single day. That's not realistic, and nobody expects that of you. The goal is rotation. Build a weekly rhythm where these foods show up consistently. Oats and blueberries for breakfast 3 mornings a week. Salmon twice a week for dinner. A handful of walnuts as a daily snack. Greek yogurt with lunch. Lentil soup on Sunday that lasts you 3 days. Small changes, repeated consistently, compound into something extraordinary over time. Your body at 60, 70, 80, it still responds, it still heals, it still adapts. The notion that decline is inevitable and irreversible is one of the most damaging myths in modern health culture. Your cells are replacing themselves right now as you watch this. The question is simply what raw materials you're giving them to build with. Give them these 10 foods. Watch what happens to your mornings. Watch what happens to your waistline. Watch what happens when you sit down for dinner and your stomach doesn't fight you afterward. If this video helped you, share it with someone you love. Send it to your spouse, your sister, your neighbor who's been complaining about feeling tired all the time. You might hand them the one piece of information that shifts everything. And subscribe to this channel so you never miss a new video. Because every week we're here doing this together one step at a time. Take care of yourselves. You deserve to feel good in your own body at every age.